Amani leapt off the side of the building, and she angled her flying carpet so that it sailed down the ramp. Faster and faster she flew, and she tightened her core as the end of the ramp curled up at an angle. Adrenaline spiraled through her veins as she cleared the end of the ramp and zipped into the open air. She kept her stance low onto the carpet, and then she twisted her body to the left.
Woohoo!
Amani spun through the air in tight loops before she backflipped off of the carpet. For a brief moment, she was falling, but Amani wasn't scared. Her hand glowed with magical light, and her carpet rolled over itself to soar in the opposite direction. The ground came ever closer, but at the last moment, the carpet was under her feet. Amani angled herself so she banked back up towards the open air, and she climbed higher and higher. She curved upside down, and then twirled her carpet around in rapid circles before allowing herself to fall once more. Amani flowed magic into both of her hands, and illuminated tracer lines zigzagged behind her as she spiraled downward. Her body glowed, and then there was a bright flash, and it faded. She was high in the sky again. Amani backflipped off of the carpet again, and then flicked her wrist. The magic carpet rolled up in a tight bundle and then arced around, so it was once again under the balls of her feet. Down she sailed, and Amani grinned from ear to ear. She crouched down and leapt up, all while waving her hands in front of her. The carpet unrolled and then flowed up to touch her stomach and chest. She grabbed the sides of it and twisted her body over and over as they climbed higher into the sky. Once she was far above the tops of the buildings, she let go of the carpet and situated herself so she was upside down. Her hands glowed, and the carpet flipped upside down as well. Amani did a half-dozen barrel rolls, then used her speed to zoom towards the ground once more. She banked upward at the last moment and then found her target, another identical ramp that led to the top of another building. When Amani got to the top of the ramp, she somersaulted off of it and onto the roof. She smiled as she took a deep breath, trying to regain her relaxed composure. Amani El Yodan was average height for a Jinn girl. She had long black hair that went all the way to her mid-back. It was tied into a ponytail and braided further to give a clean and well-maintained appearance. Amani had a pair of sparkling magenta eyes. She wore a pair of seafoam green slacks, a light blue sports top, and a pair of darker blue shoes. A larger, portly male Jinn was waiting for her on top of the building. He was taller than her, with a massive smile on his face. His name was Umar El Dassuier, and he had been her friend for many years. Umar wore a pair of light tan slacks, a pair of darker brown shoes, and a cream-colored long-sleeved shirt. He had short light brown hair and a pair of hazel eyes.
That was amazing! You did it! You perfected the trick! Ha ha! There's no way you're not going to get noticed at the carpet competition.
Thank you. Whew, it seems all my practice finally amounted to something. Still, will it be enough?
Of course it will be. You have been working so hard. Surely fate is going to reward you.
A lot of people work hard. So many people, just like me, go to these qualifiers in hopes to move on to the larger carpet competitions. To be accepted into the roster, I'm going to have to finish in the top 3.
Oh, don't be that way. I just know you're going to be in the top 3. You're probably going to be in the top 2.
Yeah, I'm sure she's been putting in as much effort as I have. You know what? You're right. I am going to be in the top 3, at the very least. I want this so bad. Did you see anything I could probably still tighten up?
Well, your routine was pretty solid. Maybe on one of your flips, you could do a corkscrew and allow yourself to have more air time before getting back on the carpet.
That could be a great idea. And maybe something to change up after I get through the qualifiers. Thank you for always supporting me. It really means a lot.
Of course! I believe in you, and
Huh! I knew I'd find you here.
A cold spasm wiggled inside Amani as she looked toward the speaker. Umar stepped up beside her, and they watched as Nara El Atrif strolled up to them from the stairs leading to the ground. Nara was the same height and build as Amani. She had short black hair that stopped at her jawline, and she had a pair of deep violet irises. Nara wore a pair of dark purple slacks and a dark purple short-sleeved shirt. Behind Nara were her cronies, 4 other djinns who usually did whatever Nara said. They weren't bad people, just easily forgettable, and not important to Amani in the least. Nara placed her hands on her hips, and she looked Amani up and down.
I watched you from the ground. I have to admit, you've gotten better. Great job, but you'll never beat me for the top spot. At best, you'll get spot number 2.
Thank you. And you never know, maybe I'll get the top spot.
Yeah, right. You may have improved that neat little trick you pulled off, but I finalized my signature move.
You have a signature move now?
That's right. I call it the Shifting Sands. It's amazing, and you'll finally see it firsthand at tomorrow's qualifiers. Does that light spiral trick have a name?
Oh, not yet.
It was very pretty, but it will never beat my Shifting Sands. Like I said, at best, you'll be second best. And when we both get to the actual carpet competition, the top prize will be mine.
For just a moment, Amani let her gaze drop, and she frowned.
Oh, don't get too down. I've always been the best between the two of us. I'll get sponsored by Mr. Majestic's Flying Carpets, and you'll probably be picked by someone else. I'm not saying you're not good. I'm just saying I'm better.
Nara moved to walk away, but then Amani reached out towards her.
Oh, wait!
What is it now? Something you want to say?
My mom says that your mom was supposed to come over for poker. Can you please tell her the game begins at 8 instead of 7? She had a client book a last-minute appointment for her last slot today.
Yeah, I'll tell her.
Good luck tomorrow.
You too. I expect to see you as my number 2.
Maybe it's you who's going to be number 2.
Nara gave one final chuckle before she and her cronies moved back towards the stairs.
Maybe she's right. Maybe I can practice a little more?
Honestly, you should probably stop now and rest up for tomorrow. Don't let your cousin get in your head. You are really good. You have just as much a chance of getting sponsored by Mr. Majestic as she does.
But she has a signature move.
So she says, but have you seen it? Maybe she has one, and maybe she doesn't. The important thing is that you have an awesome routine.
You're right, I do. You're also right about stopping for today. The only thing I can do is trust in myself and see what the universe has to offer. I've done all I can.
I believe in you. No matter what happens, it will be great. You are great.
Amani and Umar walked down the stairs and parted ways on the ground. The sun was setting as Amani made her way home. The weight of tomorrow's qualifiers settled inside her and pressed her down into the sidewalk. Was she really going to be okay? Did Nara really have an awesome signature move? Did it really matter if she did? Amani got home and she had dinner with her family. She didn't really talk much during dinner and only answered questions when asked. After dinner, she decided to head to bed early. The sooner she went to bed, the sooner she could wake up and change her life forever. Well, that was the logic behind her plan. Sometime in the night, Amani awoke, and sleep refused to find her again. Her body tingled with powerful electricity, and so, to ease her tension, Amani sat outside on the balcony. 1,000 stars twinkled in the starry heavens, and she sat there, breathing in and out. With each intake, she seemed to feel a little better, but her mind still buzzed. Would she really be all right tomorrow? Was she going to do well or flop?
Can't sleep, darling?
Amani turned around to see her father standing beside her. Her father was not an actual djinn like her mother, but an Ifrit, which was quite similar, but different in many ways. Her father had light red skin, a lush and crimson beard, and a bald head. In terms of body type, her father was thin, with long arms and long legs. He took soft steps and then sat beside her.
Do you want to talk about it, darling?
I'm just thinking about tomorrow. I hope I've prepared enough.
I think you'll find yourself adequately prepared. After all, you've practiced often since your mother and I brought you your first carpet. Why do you doubt yourself?
It's not that I doubt myself. It's just that I might not be as good as other people.
Your feelings are perfectly natural, darling. It's normal to feel this way. Why do you ride the carpets?
Why? I love having the wind kiss my face as I'm zipping about, and the rush I get when I'm doing awesome tricks.
So, this makes you happy?
It makes me feel alive. So, yes, very happy.
That is wonderful to hear, darling. Do you ride the carpets to be famous?
Well, it would be great to be like Tariq Falcon one day. He gets to do what he loves, and he gets paid well for it. He inspired me to want to do this.
So you want to be a little famous?
Maybe a little famous. But not for the money. I would have never dreamed of trying carpet riding if it wasn't for Tariq Falcon. Maybe I can be that for someone else.
Maybe you'll get there one day, darling. In the absence of fame and money, why do you ride the carpets?
In the absence of those things? Because it makes me happy.
Then focus on that, and you will be fine. You're worrying about doing well in comparison to other people, but you are riding to be better than other people?
Well, no, but it is a competition. But you're right. I ride carpets because it makes me happy.
Think of tomorrow not as a serious competition, but as a place to express your happiness. No matter what the outcome is, you are doing what makes you happy. Framing it that way, then you have the luxury of winning no matter what.
Thank you, Father. I'll try and think about that tomorrow. I guess I should get back to bed.
No matter what happens, I am very proud of you.
Her father gently kissed her on the forehead and then went back inside. Amani gazed up into the stars once more, and then she placed her hands together in praying fashion.
Oh, great universe. Please guide me on the path I am to take. Please help me to do my best, to remember why I'm writing. And please help all my hard work to pay off.
Amani got to her feet and she went inside. Tomorrow was going to come faster than she would like, and she needed all the rest she could get. As she nestled herself back under the covers and closed her eyes, she whispered to herself,
No matter what happens tomorrow, I'm going to be proud of myself. I have worked so hard on this thing that brings me joy. It brings me inner peace. It brings me fulfillment. It doesn't matter if Nara is better than me. It doesn't matter if everyone is better than me. Carpet riding is my journey. It is my purpose for living. No matter what tomorrow brings, I will never give up. I will pursue this until the end of my days.
Amani smiled, and she began to slip back into sleep.